In 2005, Morgans listed telecommunications company Superloop on the ASX, and today I thought I would give you a bit of an update on how that company is tracking. So for those of you that are not familiar with Superloop, the quick overview is that it's a Brisbane headquartered company, but what it provides is telecommunications services into Singapore, Hong Kong and around Australia. The crux of it really is Singapore and Hong Kong. They've got just above 200 kilometres of fibre optic cable, which is roughly half Singapore and Hong Kong, and that's really the exciting thing about this business. In addition to having that fibre optic cable, they own an 80-kilometre duct network in Singapore, which gives them a lot of room to move should they decide they need to add additional capacity. So you've effectively got free optionality on that stock. If we talk about the good and the bad of this company, the good is really around the quality of the management team. So those of you that have been clients of Morgans for a long time may have been lucky enough to be involved in the Pipe Networks float. It was one of the most successful companies that I've personally been involved with, and it was a company that was founded by the founder, or co-founded by the founder of Superloop. So he has a history of delivering high quality results and delivering shareholder returns. He founded Pipe Networks and exited that. He founded a company called NextDC, which has also been very successful, and having moved on from that, he's gone on to found Superloop and Megaport. So we really back management in this business. The other thing that's really attractive about it is the location. So it's about connectivity into Asia, and it's not a very easy thing to get access to, certainly on the ASX, and certainly with people you're comfortable with and familiar with. So what they've got is fibre optic cables around Singapore and Hong Kong, and that's really important because if you look at Asia, it's really the gateway to Asia is Singapore and Hong Kong. If you look at aeroplanes and you look at boats and you look at internet traffic, they all go into Asia through Singapore and Hong Kong. That's because they're safe places to invest and they're geographically quite convenient. So in Singapore and Hong Kong, you've got a massive amount of submarine cables and a massive amount of data centers that service Asia. So you've got all the big guys, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft having their data centers there. You've got Superloop in those locations connecting all the big data centers together. And that's important because we think, and everyone tends to think, that Asia has the largest amount of internet traffic growth, so obviously being in that location is a very key thing to consider. The bad, really the only bad on this company is that it's not yet profitable. We think it's very close to that point, but obviously, until you're a profitable business, there's some risk around that. And we were fortunate to have an update in April where we had Bevan Slattery, the CEO, come in. He released this to the ASX, and you can see for yourself that they've now got annualised revenue above $10 million, which is a very good result considering this business really started selling maybe 12 months ago. So sales are going better than we expected. We thought they'd be at that point probably around June of this year, so they're 1 quarter or 3 months ahead of schedule and going well. And ultimately, with any technology startup business, the key thing other than the product that really matters is the rate of sales, because the best technologies in the world can be failures if you can't convince customers to buy them. But we know that these guys are able to sell, and they've got over $10 million worth of recurring revenue now, and we think that bodes very well for them to become EBITDA positive in the near future.